We are here with Claude-Racine Valinsky, who is Glow Up with Claude or Glowed Up with Claude on TikTok. She is an amazing content creator, and she's a wife, and she's a mama, and she was a professional dancer and choreographer for 20 plus years.
Yeah, almost 20 years, like 18.
Amazing. And you still dance some, or you do TikToks and stuff?
Yeah, I basically now just do TikToks with my husband, and that's it.
Love it. Well, I thoroughly enjoy them.
Thank you.
And you are now a total makeup wizard. You are a rep for LimeLife and Modere. And then you also have Zero Fucks, which is your merch line.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that in itself, maybe not to others, but to me, I'm like, that's a whole brand of you.
Yeah, for
which
sure.
I love.
Thank you.
And then you're also a survivor of Hashimoto's and PPD and PPA, which we're going to touch on. And then you also sing.
Well, yes.
You're a singer. You're capable of it. You're better than me.
I mean, I used to pursue it. It's like so funny when people say that. I'm like, man, that seems like a whole lifetime ago.
I understand. How are you liking your hair? Because this has been I've been watching.
It's like my whole life, Courtney, I need you to know that like I have had dark hair. It's like a level lighter than black. Okay. And one time in like 2006 in Sweden, I got like crazy and I was like, I'm dyeing my whole hair like JLo caramel color. But I ended up having to cut like 7 inches off my hair because it totally ruined it. And then I was like, I'm never touching it again. Well, for some reason, I know the reason. Okay. I started getting gray hairs. And instead of covering them with black, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go with it. I'm going to just put a little bit of like gray strands in my hair to sort of blend it all together. And it has been a whole show trying to get this hair gray.
But is it are you only growing gray hairs in the front here? Because that's all that you dyed, right?
Yeah. So my hairstylist recommended that we kind of just do like peekaboo at first just to see how the hair takes. Like instead of doing on top, let's just do a little underneath and gradually add more as we go.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah. Instead of like, because now I kind of feel like I want my whole head to be this color right here. But like, I don't know.
Having gone blonde, it's addictive.
Yes.
It's so addictive. It's like every time I get it done, I'm like, can we make it lighter? Can we make it lighter?
Why is that?
I don't know. And then I'm mad when my hair grows out. I'm like, oh, you didn't blend it well enough. It's like, no, you just have darker hair.
It's like, I just keep looking at like ombre pictures and then I'm like, ooh, it looks like I might just have to do the whole head this color. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I do like it. I'm like, it's so different having this very light hair.
I'm sure for you as well as for others, like there's that shock of like, oh my God, it's so different. But I'm getting used to it. I'm kind of vibing on it.
Yeah, same. I just thought I looked really old at first. I was like, oh my God, this is aging me. And once you pass 40, you don't need anything aging you.
I mean, I don't know from personal experience, but I feel that way, and I'm not even that old.
I think like once you pass like 35, it's like, okay, now we're in the business of anti-aging,
Yes. So in terms of your career, you obviously had a career. You had success in your career before social media was even a thing.
Yes.
What was that like? And then once social media was a thing and you decided to get on there, do dances on there, like what's that story?
So before social media was a thing, I remember MySpace came along and that's when we started like posting pictures so your family could see it if they lived far away, or you could share like your favorite music on there. If you were a band, you could share your music on there. Remember that?
Completely.
What I wasn't used to was like posting about your jobs and posting about everything you're doing. So that shift was a little bit crazy because you had the younger dancers who that's all they knew. Now everybody knew what everybody was doing and how many auditions this person booked and how many jobs she did in a week. And then if you weren't playing that game, all of a sudden, like, studios and choreographers were hiring based on how many followers you had, or if you were posting content on your social media. And I was like, what is this? Like,
even back then, like when MySpace was a thing?
Oh no, a little later, like I would say with Instagram, because even Facebook was like that wasn't it. Like that was
still a little more social, like within people they knew were friends of friends. And
exactly. Even when I remember when Instagram started, I had my band and I was like, oh, people are posting like photos. Cool. But then it became this whole thing where it was like, it was your marketing tool, which before that, as a dancer, like your marketing was just showing up to auditions with your headshot and your agent. That's it. I feel like my generation was the generation that had to adapt to social media. Yeah. Where like the older generation, they never had to worry about it. The new generation, that's all they knew. And then there was my generation of like having to make that shift in order to adapt and stay current in that field, you know?
Was that hard, or did you resist it for a while, or was it uncomfortable?
It was pretty uncomfortable. I felt like I was playing catch up. Like I had to learn this new way of being, and of like, I didn't want to be on social media at first. Like now that I understand what it's good for, it's different, but I didn't want to do that. I was like, I'm an artist, you know, I should be hired based on my talent, and
everybody should somehow know who I am.
And people by now should know who I am, and I should just go to an audition and be able to book that way. Like and I actually lost a couple jobs because to a 14-year-old one time who had 1 million followers or subscribers on YouTube. We lost a job to her. And oh wow. That was when I was like, man, this whole thing is really taking over.
When was that? Do you remember?
It was before Nova, so like probably like 2016, 17, 18, like somewhere in that area.
Is that when you guys started going harder with like choreography videos and dance videos? And
well, yes and no. Like we still like for choreography, I was like, I never want to create these videos just for social media. What started happening was I started teaching dance, and then I would record my dance class videos and I would post those, and that became my thing. And then when I got pregnant, I started dancing on TikTok, and that took a whole life of its own. When I really started to fall in love with social media was when, of course, I experienced having my son, and what I went through after that. When I experienced that struggle, I was like, social media is my platform to help others. It became less about, look at me, I'm dancing, oh my gosh, to holy crap, now I can use this to help so many women and make this topic that is so taboo not so taboo.
Yeah. I have a hard time with that. And I sort of try and push myself to do more. Or like you'll post a photo, like before and after photos, and you're standing there in your thong. And I'm like, oh, what if my dad saw this? Which is, I was thinking about it last night. I'm like, my dad's not on Instagram or TikTok or any of this. So that's a really stupid idea for me to have.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I'm probably blushing right now. Like I get a little uncomfortable with that. Do you feel that way?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I feel like, if I may, Americans are a little bit, what's the word? I can't think of it. So I'm from Canada. I'm French Canadian. So we're very European, and we're very open with like the body and being naked. Like you're 6 years old, like going skinny dipping with all your cousins. Like nobody cares, right? Also, I'm a dancer, and we're very like, we have to be very open with our bodies. As a female dancer, half the time you're in a freaking leotard on stage and some heels. It's just a butt. And to me, the human body is very beautiful, and there's a tasteful way to always show it. And I just think for me, it's like I want to show people what's possible. And that includes the lift that I got, well, through hard work, not like surgical lift. It includes showing the booty, because a lot of people are like, I want a more lifted butt, or
Right.
And here's what can happen. But really, Courtney, I don't even think about that. It's just a body to me. Like, okay, here you go. I used to be like that actually around my dad. You know, there's like this weird, I have this weird thing where it's like, okay, if it's like, I don't want my boobs hanging out. I'm like that anyways. Like I got fake boobs and then never wanted to like have them like pushed up to my chin. I didn't want people looking at them. And like, or I didn't want my dad like looking at me in my swimsuit. But let me tell you something, Courtney. After I had my baby and went through PPA, PPD, there's not many things I give a fuck about. I was suicidal for 6 months, and when you survive that, what is there left to care about? I survived like. I don't know, man. It's like you go through something like that and then you really realize what's important to care about and what's not for yourself. And me showing my butt is not something that I care about.
And what about the emotional? So talking about the emotional side and talking about those things, because I remember watching you go through that and you were being very vulnerable and talking about this stuff. And like you were getting hate. You were getting some serious hate from other moms. And I remember you talking about like, was that hard? Or like, was there any part of you that did give a fuck and you just had to force yourself to not?
No. I've been like that from a very young age. Like I was bullied in middle school, junior high school, for dating outside of my race. And I could have stopped, but I didn't. I was always like, this is what feels right to me. And this is what I'm going to do, whether the whole school hates me or not. This is what I want to do. And it kind of like, when people hate, it lights a fire inside of me to keep going and lean into that and talk about it more, because that's when you know you're doing something right, you know?
I love that. And then in terms of getting past that extremely low, I feel like is not even the right word. It's not like a low in your life. Like it just, I'm assuming probably the hardest thing that you've gone through. How did you get past that?
Well, I just knew that I just had to keep going. I just kept going. It was either that or it was find a way to like take myself off of planet Earth. And I think I was too smart for that. Like I didn't really want to leave my husband and my son and that, but you know, like, there are moments where it was so heavy that I was just like, I cannot confront this anymore. I just want to go away. And I had a really supportive husband. Well, I still have a very supportive husband.
Yeah.
Who would take me on walks every day. I would like be sitting there and then it's almost like your body goes into a panic attack for no reason. And he could tell. He got to a point where he could tell. And he'd be like, come on, let's go walk. We went to go stay with my mom and dad so that like I could have a little bit of help with my son. But man, like I knew I didn't want to go on medicine. I didn't want to see like a therapist. I just woke up every day. Well, every night and every day. Because when you have a baby, you're up all day and all night. And just confronted it. And just, my mom would say like, it's not going to be like this forever. So I would hang on to those words. Now, the danger in that is that I missed out on a lot of my son's like earlier months because I was so stuck in the future. Like I couldn't wait for him to be 6 months old because then he'll be sleeping. I couldn't wait for him to be a year because then he'll be down to 1 nap instead of 2. Like I was always in the future. So that helped me in a way get through it. Sure. But it also, now when I look at my son's little baby videos, I'm like, man, he was so blurry to me. Like I couldn't.
Like you couldn't just experience that and be in that moment loving it.
No way. No.
Wow, that's crazy. This was all during COVID. I mean, you had him, was it 9 weeks before?
Yeah, he was 9 weeks old when COVID happened. Yep.
Were you struggling with that even before COVID? And then COVID on top of it was just like, okay, dig your grave here?
Yeah, I started struggling 3 days after Nova was born. Like I remember the exact moment when it hit me. And actually when COVID first hit, I was actually excited because I felt trapped, right? As a new mom, I felt I couldn't go anywhere. My husband could still live his life, go on motorcycle rides, go hang out with friends, but I couldn't go anywhere because I was breastfeeding.
Right.
I had anxiety about breastfeeding in public because it's not that easy to breastfeed. Sometimes the baby is, there's too much sound around, or he doesn't like the milk because you ate something weird that day. Like, there's so many things. So I liked being in the privacy of my home to be able to deal with whatever was going to go on. So I felt very trapped. So when COVID happened, I was like, oh, hell yeah. Everyone is trapped with me.
But in their own house.
But now Noah can't go anywhere. Even if he wants, he can't. He has to be here with me. Like, this is fair. This is what needs, like, but that got old very fast because now we couldn't work. Nothing to keep my mind off of it.
So circling back to work.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously you were a dancer.
Choreographer more at that point, yeah.
Okay. Choreographer, dancer, and everybody's home.
Yep.
Nobody's doing anything. So how did that shift happen? Was that part of the reason that you moved to Vegas?
Yep. I mean, we weren't working. I just didn't want to be in LA. The industry was completely shut down. I didn't want an apartment life for my son. I wanted a house.
Yeah.
So I was like, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also, I don't want to get into anything political, but the vaccine laws and all that stuff in LA, I'm not like anti-vax, like do what you want. I just don't want any for my son. And in LA, like,
sure.
I just was like, eventually we're going to have to get out of here. So let's just do it now.
Was part of the reason for choosing Vegas thinking with dance style?
For Noah, yes. Because he still wants to be able to hop to LA and audition and stuff. And there are shows here that like he could do.
Totally.
But I think that I gained a lot of weight because I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's 10 months after my son was born. And to me, I was like, I'm not going back to dance. Like, I'm 40. My body is not in shape anymore. And I didn't want that hustle anymore. I literally for like a year and a half was like, what can I do to start actually creating like a stable income for my family?
Right.
I don't want to live that was a fun life, but now I have a son and I want a house and these things. What can I freaking do, man, other than that? I didn't really want to go back to the industry.
Even with choreography?
Like, if somebody were to call me now and say, hey, I have a show, like my friend Steve, who he calls me in to do a lot of choreo for like Will and Grace and shows like that, I would do that.
Yeah.
But to pursue it and solely live off of that now, no.
Vegas versus LA. Why do you like it more? What are the differences? I just think of Vegas and I think of it being hotter than hell, which is saying something because LA is already hotter than hell, but that's like hotter than hell squared.
Squared. I like that. Yeah. But like, okay, so maybe no weather competes with LA's weather anyway, right?
Yeah.
There's no traffic here. People are chill. You get to like actually live and enjoy your life as opposed to always hustling. All your money goes towards bills because it's so expensive to live there. And I think, yeah, you can always make more money, sure. But I was getting to an age where I was like, I want to be able to have a house with the money I make right now. Everything is like a hop, skip, and a step away. My parents live 3 minutes away now. My brother lives 20 minutes away. And it's just more like family feeling, as where LA is more like self and like, I don't know. Like,
I understand what you're saying.
Even Tabitha and Napoleon, who are like pretty huge in the industry, they're really big choreographers. They choreograph for J-Lo. Like, they live here.
Oh, wow.
You just get more bang for your buck. You're not like in the thick of the industry and the scene and the hustle and bustle. It's like there's a calmness here that I love. Love.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I just think of it being hotter than fucking hell.
It does get pretty hot. I'm not going to lie.
Do you just stay inside during those months?
Yeah, but my parents have a pool, so we can go swimming.
Okay.
Yeah, but
so it helps
there's
some.
a lot of staying inside. Yes, I'm not going to lie.
I mean, I do that even in LA. It's like by the time it's over 98 outside, I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
Let's say over 88 and I'm done personally.
Yeah, this may not be the place for you. It's like 90 when you wake up at 7 a.m. Like, yeah. But do I want this in a house, or do I want 75-degree weather in a 1-bedroom apartment I'm paying $3,000 a month for? No thanks.
Yeah. I get that. I definitely get that. Okay. So when you were dancing and doing content, you finally go and like start going hard. I remember you guys going hard on TikTok, and like, it seemed like you fairly quickly got over 100,000 followers. And this was like before COVID, when it was like, it was popular, but I feel like COVID like really made TikTok popular. Agreed. So doing these different things, like how long did it take for you guys to get traction with that stuff? And how do you feel like that helped with your careers at that time?
So when I started dancing when I was pregnant, like we just got so much traction, like right away. We would post like a couple videos, and then the third one would get like 4 million views, and we would gain like another 100,000 followers. Like it was pretty cool. And what was cool about that during COVID, or even pre-COVID, was brands would reach out to us then to like create content for them and pay us like a decent amount.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so
awesome.
That became like pretty cool.
At what point were brands starting to reach out to you in terms of growth?
Well, that's a good question. I would say like once we had like 150K, we were getting like Dr. Scholl's hit us up, like we were getting some
notable brands as well.
Brands. Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And then do you mind saying like how much these guys were paying you and for what?
So Amazon paid us like 8 G's to do just a 1-minute TikTok with Nova, where we're like using Alexa. Is there one in here? No. Okay, good.
Don't say it. Oh no, you're on headphones. Thank God. I was watching a video. It was the, like the Valinskys, your little YouTube video. And you guys say the A word out loud. And mine set a timer for 5 minutes.
Yes.
I'm like, shut up.
We had several people message us like, oh, thanks. Now you set off my Alexa. I'm like, sorry.
Okay. So they paid you guys 8 G's to do a 1-minute spot using that.
So we did that, posted it on TikTok. Dr. Scholl's, I think, paid us. That was a little less. I think it was like $2,000. Okay. But like at that time, when you have a baby or you're pregnant and maybe work isn't flowing in, like that's really, really cool to just be able to do that from home.
Yeah. I mean, in general, to get, obviously it took you guys more than a minute to film the thing, but less than a day's work, I'm assuming. Yes. For 8 G's.
Yeah.
Like, that's most people won't turn that down.
No, I won't. No.
I wouldn't turn that down.
No.
Oh my gosh. Amazing. Yeah. Okay. So moving forward, you've going through this extremely difficult time. You've moved to Vegas. You don't really want to be doing dance and choreography anymore. You find LimeLife. How did that happen? Why did you decide like that was the right opportunity? And what was that journey, you could say?
So like I mentioned earlier, I was every day like, what can I do from home to make money? And to be honest, I was teaching dance Zoom classes, Courtney, and that was awful.
Really? You just hated it beyond belief?
Oh my God. Like there's a music delay. There's no energy in the room. Like it's the pits. But I wanted to do something.
Yeah.
So I was teaching that, and in no way was that supporting, like, could that support the family at all? So
no, it couldn't have been. I think that was probably
yeah, it's not. You can't make a living doing that, nor would I want to. I was like, God, but what else am I gonna do? You know? And one day, I always say LimeLife found me, and like I didn't find LimeLife, but I was literally sitting in front of the TV on December 28th, 2020, and my friend had posted on her Facebook story, did you know that this month you could do what I do for just $21? Now, I had been following this person's journey, and never once in all of her posts that she posts about LimeLife was I like, I want to do that. I was like, oh, okay. But that night, I was like, maybe I could do that. Makeup, skincare. I knew nothing about the brand. I knew nothing about nothing. I didn't know what a direct sales company was, had no clue. I just knew something was telling me to do that. So I text her and I was like, hey, how much can you make? Like, what's possible? She told me and I was like, okay, cool. I invested the most amount of money you can invest, which is $169.
What did she say? So I'm just curious because I want to circle back to as open as you're willing to be on money you're making and where you've gotten to. But at that time, what did she say was possible?
She told me that she made her first month like $4,500, but she was very honest and she was like, listen, I was at the very start of the company. So she was able to grow her team very quickly. Because when one of those companies starts, it's like all these people are like, ooh, yes, you jump on board. You can form a big team very fast. So she was like, you know, and then I think her second month she made like $7,500. And I was like, all right, I can live towards working towards those numbers. Like making $4,000 a month at the time, I was like, I need that. I can make that happen.
Yeah.
So actually my first month I made like $2,800.
Okay.
And I'm just doing makeup from my house and talking about skincare from my bathroom. Okay. Like, and it was weird because, you know, my husband and I were so used to working together. So that transition of me separating myself and figuring out a schedule, because up until then, we were with Nova all day, every day, both of us.
Yeah.
We weren't working. We were just like, la, 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 you know, waking up, being with Nova and spending all day together. And then slowly I had to like separate myself and create a schedule. And of course, the more time I spent toward LimeLife, the more I would sell. So then I was like, oh, okay.
Mama got to work full time.
Mama got to be gone all day. No, I'm not. So it just took, Courtney, it literally just took a hold of me and there was no looking back. I am so obsessed with what I do, and I get to connect with women all over the world who have postpartum depression, who had it, who have Hashimoto's, who want their skin to be better, who are at the bottom of their life and they just want to feel better. And I get to help them. Like every day I connect with someone who is struggling with something and I get to help them. And I'm like addicted to being able to do that. And I was like, I'm never going back to choreography ever again. Like I'm just obsessed.
That's amazing. So in terms of starting, I mean, it seems like you pretty much right away, like you were there on social, you were promoting that you were doing this, you were doing, you know, makeup tutorials or what have you, talking about it. Like how much time are you investing in that? And like how quickly did that start growing?
So the deal was that I would work in the morning. And so at the time, Nova was taking 2 naps, one at 10:30 and one at like, I don't remember, could be 2:30. So I would work till 10:30, go put him down for his nap, work through his nap. And then I can't remember. And then I think I had to be with Nova until his next nap.
Okay.
So I was giving like maybe 3 to 4 hours in the morning. Then he went down to 1 nap and I was able to work from like 8 a.m. to 12 p.m., which is still 4 hours.
And what are you doing during all that time? Because it's not, are you making videos during all of that time?
Yeah. Okay, so in the beginning, that's all I was doing. I was making videos. I was going live to like do makeup. I was creating reels. So reels had just dropped and I was creating like little makeup reels and doing informational videos about like this brush and that foundation and this lipstick. And then I learned, I learned much more about how to do business, how to grow your business. And as fun as that is, it gives me a little anxiety because it's all new. And I had to implement like lead captures and learn what are touch points. And then I had to create a marketing email system, an automated text system to better serve my clients. Like once I started implementing those, then I would spend time doing admin stuff, like answering skincare quizzes, makeup quizzes. I like to take my clients from like A to Z. So I lead them. I don't let them create their own accounts. I don't know if I did that for you because I think you just wanted the
sunscreen.
The sunscreen. So sometimes if it's that simple, I'll just send a link. But if they want like a whole skincare regime, a bunch of makeup, like I literally create the account for them, put all the products in. So I spend a lot of time doing that as well.
Interesting. Yeah. So how has that shifted now that you're doing all of those other things, the amount of time that you spend doing videos? Because you're still doing a lot of videos. You're going live most days for like an hour, it seems like. And then, you're posting 1-2 other videos a day on various platforms. Yeah. But then you're also doing all of these things. I get the text messages and the emails and like you're a busy girl.
Yeah. So I work from like about 9 a.m. because I go to the gym. I wake up, eat breakfast, go to the gym. Then I work from about 9 a.m. to 2:30 or 3. That's when my son wakes up from his nap. So I get a lot of time. Monday, usually I'll do like admin work. And then Tuesday, I'll do some videos. And what I like to do is create like 4 or 5 videos in one shot so that I have content.
Okay. So are you then, because they're makeup, are you dulling up, doing the whole thing, washing it off, starting over? Then what are the 4 or 5 videos you're making?
I have like 4 or 5 things that I like to talk about on social media. Right. So makeup, skincare, obviously, Hashimoto's, gut health, PPA, PPD, weight loss. So like, and then my 0 fucks. So I'll find reels that pertain to each of those topics. And if I do like a crazy makeup reel that I do, I'll do that, which takes me about 2 hours because the editing on those is insane. And then once I'm done with that, I'll do like 2 or 3 other reels that have to do with like gut health or not giving a fuck or a TikTok.
Once you're made up.
Once I'm made up. Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. How did you get into, like, I love the Makeupography is what they call them, right? Well, or that's what you seem to call them. I don't know if others call them that.
That's literally, I coined that term. Like, that's fine. Yes.
Did you? Oh my God, I love it. I was Googling it and like it wasn't coming up. I'm like, am I spelling this wrong? Now I understand.
It's because I made it up and it hasn't gone viral yet. One day it will.
Damn it. Oh my God, I love it. Okay, so making those, I love them. They're so fun to watch. Obviously, a lot of other creators will do it with like clothes and changing and, just other fun things. So like, how did you decide to do that? What was it like editing that first one? Did you have to refilm it 6 times? Because the continuity of where you are and where those cuts are like has to be perfect or it doesn't work.
Yeah. So what's interesting is I was like, one day I just heard I was listening to music and then this vision came in my head. So it's kind of like when you're a dancer or a choreographer, you hear music and all of a sudden you start seeing like movement to it. Or like if you're a songwriter, you hear like melodies and you're like, Well, all of a sudden I started seeing these like makeup transitions in my head to this specific song. And I was like, I wonder if I can actually articulate that and bring that to life, what I'm seeing in here. And so I tried it, and I can't remember the first one I made, but it actually came out pretty cool.
Okay.
It just takes forever because I got to remember the lyrics. And after each frame that I shoot, I have to edit that, like, and sometimes I don't catch it. And if you know Reels on Instagram, the countdown, it doesn't start at the beginning of this. It like skip.
Right. There's like a microsecond.
Yeah. And so I have to like sometimes on the one start singing the song so I could be in time with the, and then you just spend a lot of time like editing back and forth. Oh, this is the perfect moment where my hand goes in front of my face. And then I have to take a moment, put on more makeup, shoot that. It takes 2.5 hours sometimes to do those.
Oh my gosh. Are you editing it all in your phone?
I'm editing all on Reels.
Oh my gosh. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. I love how they turn out, and I love when I'm listening to a song and it inspires me to do one. It just gives me like a creative outlet still,
I love that. They definitely come off that way. It's like it's a whole thing, and I think they're so fun. I love them.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely addictive to watch.
Thank you. I got to make.
So hopefully it'll gain traction.
I'm like, all my dance videos get millions, like mine and my husband's dance videos get millions of views. Okay. It takes us 10 minutes to shoot our TikTok now. And then I spend 2.5 hours on this art, and I got 100 views. Just keep going, they say. Just keep going.
Just keep going. Okay, so at this point, you still go super hard on social, but then you've got all this, I guess you could say direct marketing in terms of emails and texts and like sending postcards after the fact and all that. What do you feel like does social still get you the most return for your time, or like how has that changed the business and your growth and income?
Literally my business pretty much depends on social media.
Okay.
What those other things are great for, like let's say social media were to all of a sudden shut down like Instagram did that one time, remember?
Right.
Now I have an email list that I keep, and I can still get in touch with my clients via email and via text. But as far as acquiring new customers, that's all social media. Like, when women want to join my team, I tell them that like I train you on social media, because if someone is scared to go live or they don't want to create reels, well, from my perspective, then success is going to be a little harder. Like social media is free marketing.
Yeah.
And if you want to make a big impact, you got to get out there big, and you can't, so social media has literally saved and changed my life, but it took me having to figure out like a very specific purpose and how can I serve others for social media to really take off for me, as opposed to like a self-serving kind of thing.
Makes sense. Do you think because you're so real and authentic on it, that does even better than if you were just doing makeup skincare?
Yes.
Like having that personal aspect of the brand?
Yes. And I think when you do something like direct sales, where like anyone can sell LimeLife.
Yeah.
So what is going to make people want to get it from me? And what is going to make them trust me? And like, to me being authentic is how women connect to me and how they become my clients. Because you have to earn people's trust. And in order to earn their trust, for me, it's getting out there, being honest, being raw, and earning their trust in like, I am telling the truth 100% of the time. And then people trust me and what I have to say and my opinion on things like skincare and makeup.
Yeah. I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
So do you still have brands that reach out to you? Because you've got more partnerships than just LimeLife now. Did they find you? Did you find them?
So they find me. Like I wish I had maybe like a social media manager, but I don't.
Okay.
So they all reach out to me. I'm trying to get a brand deal with Skims. So Skims, if you hear this, okay, just reach out. Your girl wears it every day. I'm wearing it right now. This is a Skims top and a Skims bra. Word.
I love it.
Sponsor me.
You've pitched me because I've seen the clothes and I've been like, do I not? And now I feel sold.
Listen.
So you should get a commission.
That's what I'm saying. Or at least just send me free, like when when a new product is about to drop, like send it to me. I will promote it till I'm blue in the face because it's that good. Plus, I love Kim Kardashian. I mean, I am such a fan. So there's that.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So you obviously still make some videos with Noah.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy that? Do you miss it because you're doing more of this makeup stuff?
I don't miss it one bit, which when I tell people that, when I tell people that, they're like, really? I'm like, yeah. We still do TikToks like once a week.
Yeah.
Now, they've gotten easier. Like we work together much better. I used to make a joke and be like, we almost would get a divorce every time we did a new TikTok because we speak two totally different dance languages.
Yes, we've had this conversation before.
So we're just like, I'd be like, I'm trained. So everything is very technical for me. And like, this goes here and it only makes sense to go this way if you went that way. Noah is all based on feeling. He's street trained, So like, we would just butt heads. I don't miss like choreographing with him or in the dance. I don't miss that. And we still do our TikToks. And so, we still get it done.
Nice. Okay. I have to ask, French Fridays.
Oh man.
You even surveyed it a while back. I'm like, should I bring this back? And I was like, oh my God, yes. And then am I missing it or are they not happening?
No, you're not missing it. And here's the thing. We legit forget every single Friday. It's just like we had a kid. Well, for the first like 6 to 8 months, nobody was going to make me laugh, even if they tried. And I mean, that's not totally true. I did laugh a little bit, but I just didn't feel like doing that. And now Fridays, we put Nova down and you're just kind of like being a parent. All right. Is like the hardest job in the world. It is exhausting. Okay. And so you just want to put on a movie and chill. And we literally forget. But not just that. My friend Maris was like, I'm going to remind you guys and you're going to do it now. I was like, okay, remind us. She forgets. So if somebody wants to remind us Fridays around 7 p.m. No, because around 8 p.m. Pacific time, we will do it. Like, we just forget.
Oh my God. I mean, hey, makes sense. Well, maybe it's French Fridays on Tuesday, French Fridays on Wednesday. It's just Sunday morning.
True. Also, you know what, Courtney? Maybe you can answer this question for me because French Fridays used to just be on my stories on Instagram. But now I'm like, do I make it a reel? Do I post it on TikTok? But then it's only like a minute's worth of French Friday, which isn't really that long. It's like, where do I put it so that it reaches the most people,
I think TikTok, and I think you could almost just film a long one. And then, I mean, it makes it more time consuming, which is obviously annoying. So like, how much do you want to invest in that? But obviously it could turn into something. As you know, you never know. I don't know. Maybe you're getting free baguettes from somewhere.
No, I can't eat bread, Courtney. Don't remind me.
Well, some brand needs to come along, and I don't know. There's the healthy version,
the gluten-free French baguette, please. Yes,
that's right. Imported from France. They need to sponsor you. They probably don't exist.
They don't do that over there.
But
maybe they do.
Yeah. I feel like if you did it longer and then you just like take the little sound bites, because I was even looking for them and I was like, man, were these only on our stories? Like they're nowhere to be found.
And that's the thing. But
they're only on stories.
I think the short form of like clicking to the next was like what was really cool about it. Cause I did try to make a long form one and it's just not as, I don't know. And maybe that's because I'm used to the short, like skip to the next story for the next one.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I think if they were a little
longer
snippets.
Okay. Well, hopefully I remember on Friday and we'll try it again.
Sounds good. Okay. In terms of having Nova in your videos on social media, I mean, how do you feel about that? Do you ever like have concerns about it, or you guys just really don't give a fuck? I mean, he likes the camera too, so he doesn't seem to give a fuck.
He's like, Mama, can I do Modern Mornings? Like he wants to do my Modern Mornings with me. Like he has taken over. He loves it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I have no worries, really. No worries. Like he thrives, and I worry more about other people coming in and like saying the wrong thing to him or treating him a certain way. That's like where my mama hen comes in. That I give a fuck about that. Like our parents have like an older school way of raising kids, and sometimes they could say things and I'm like, do not say that to him.
Yeah.
That's like the things I care about now is literally just protecting him from other people messing him up.
I understand.
Yeah.
It takes a village to make people come out right. It takes a village to fuck them up. It takes less than a village sometimes.
Yeah. Just one good person could really do some damage, So I'm very protective about that. Like it's to raise a child intentionally. Because it's easy to yell at your kid. It's easy to get mad and react and you know what I mean? Punish them.
Yeah.
But we don't want to do that, from what I've read and what I've learned in so many different things. It's being compassionate, treating them like an adult, respecting them. And like that's hard. That's hard. And my parents' generation, they didn't necessarily treat us that way. So you're like, it's already hard trying to be different. And now you got other people that you're like putting in line all the time. Hey, Dad, maybe don't call him a wuss. Like that's not healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that's a whole different conversation, but yeah.
That's a whole different conversation.
Yes, parenting.
Right, that makes sense. Yes. We do a whole podcast just on that.
There you go. As you should.
Okay. So at this point, you're not working full time, you would say.
Like right now?
Yeah. Or you are at this point?
No. So I have never worked full time, and I still just work. I get the mornings. So I get from like 8 to about 3. Okay. And then after that, I am with Nova from 3 to 8. So we hang out, I make dinner, we eat dinner, I put him down for bed, I give him his bath. So like my husband takes care of him the morning hours, and then I have him in the afternoon.
Okay. And then in terms of your business and everything that you're doing, so those are the hours you're working, which is like pretty close to 40 hours probably still when all is said and done, 8 to 3. Yeah. Do you mind saying how much money you're making now? Or in the scope?
So with all my businesses like LimeLife, Modere, and then my brand partnerships that I have, I make between 20 and 25 G's a month.
That's amazing. And then do you have a lot of expenses on top of that? Or that's like mostly profit?
No.
Again, if you're willing to say.
Yeah, I don't care. There's mortgage, 2 cars. There's
in terms
insurance.
of business expenses.
Oh, business expenses. Yeah, I mean, there's like the different systems that I use that I have to pay.
Okay.
So it's funny that you say that because I'm now in another growth transition for my business. So you grow and then you're like, okay, how do I grow some more from here? So in January, I learned about like lead captures and creating my type form quizzes. I learned about all that and implemented it and went from selling 8,000 a month to 30,000 a month in like 2 months.
Holy shit.
So now I'm at this place where, okay, I can sell 30,000 a month, but how do I keep growing?
Yeah.
And so I'm asking my mom to sort of make a list of all my expenses. Like I have to now hire people to help me is the next step. So I've hired my sister-in-law to help me because I just can't keep track of it all. And I feel bad for the people that I can't answer or that, like it just gets to be too much. So my mom is actually going to be in charge of like finance and make a list of like, what are my monthly expenses? Because right now, to be honest, I'm not keeping track of it. And that's not good for business. But like,
right.
I mean, and I tell people this all the time, like as a dancer, man, the business side is not taught. You just show up. I'm an artist. Like, here's my headshot. When you have a business like this, it's not like that. And I've never had a budget. Like so I'm still growing, still learning.
Amazing. Yeah. But so amazing to have that level in under a year?
Yeah.
Or has it been over a year now?
It's been a year and February, March, April, May. It's been a year and 4 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, incredible to go from nothing to making, 20, 25, even 30 in a month.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's yeah. I mean, yeah. It still shocks me. I'm just like, wow, for 18 years, I trudged and trudged and trudged in the industry of dance and never could create this consistency for myself. It was like book a job here, make a little bit of money, and then not book something for 2-3 months. So you always have to save your money. I was never like ahead of myself in that sense. So I've never known what this feels like, and it's awesome. And to know that growth and expansion is possible based on my efforts is also awesome.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing. Yeah. Amazing. Okay. I want to be respectful of your time. So we're going to power through these last couple questions that I have. Okay. So any tips for other creators?
I would say definitely be yourself. Don't try to copy someone else or be like this or think that in order to make money, you have to be that way. I see a lot of content creators thinking if they follow this thing, they're going to succeed. You're going to succeed by being you and not giving a crap about any of the, semantics that come with like, make sure that you have this background and this, just do you and just make the content. Don't worry about quality at first. Quantity over quality. Just pump it out and be honest, authentic, interesting. You just be you. And this one is hard because I think it comes with just doing it, but like really trying to find your purpose as a content creator and your intention. Is it to make people laugh? Is it to help somebody get through weight loss struggles? What is your purpose in serving others through your content and making sure that's really clear? And just have fun, have fun with the content that you create. Don't over criticize yourself. You can't judge yourself. Impossible. You're going to hate everything you do. So just, you know what I mean? You're just going to hate everything and be like, oh, I could have done that better. And this, just no. Create it and I love saying this. If you believe in God, I think that he is always with you when you're doing this work. Like if you get an idea, that came from somewhere. And just carry it through and just know that you're not doing it alone. That he's there with you, that content is supposed to get put out. I get so many people like, oh, but it just doesn't look like yours, Claude. And I don't know if I don't care. Just get it out there. So yeah, be yourself. Don't over criticize. Don't criticize at all. And have fun and be yourself. Did I say that already? Yes.
You did, but I love it.
That's so much.
Okay. I'm going to do a little speed round with you here. Okay. So favorite platform and why? Instagram.
I don't know why. That's just like where I connect with the most people. Instagram. Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Your first video that went viral, and were you surprised?
My first video that went viral was my baby mama dance video with Noah when I was like 9 months pregnant and about to pop. And no, I wasn't surprised because I was like, of course people want to see a pregnant woman dancing.
I love it. Was that on TikTok or Instagram?
TikTok.
Love it. All right. Your favorite piece of content that you've made to date?
Ooh, favorite piece of content would probably be one of my NF, he's a rapper, Makeupography videos that I did. The one that I did to his song Change.
Your favorite collab to date?
Ooh, collab. Like, can that be just like anything?
Sure.
Because I don't really content collab with a lot of people. Maybe I should. Probably the podcast I did with my functional nutritionist, Rachel. Yeah.
Love it. And who is your favorite creator that inspires you?
Ooh. My favorite creator who inspires me. That's a good one. Me. No, I'm kidding. I do love the stuff that I do, though. Be your own fan. Be your number one fan, even though your parents are like, that's cocky. Don't listen to them. They don't know. There's a couple girls that I like that do makeup and stuff. One of them is Sarah News. And the other one is, I can't remember her name now. There's also a dad on TikTok who is hilarious. Anyway, I don't know their names.
So we kind of talked about it. I'm assuming that I know what the answer is going to be, but 15-second pitch on why a brand should work with you. Whatever brand you want, which I'm assuming is Skims.
Yes. Brands should work with me because I have 90% women following me who trust me, who connect with me, who, that's really all I need to say. That's why brands should work with me, because my audience believes in me. They trust me. I believe in them. I trust them. And we have an actual relationship, and therefore would buy your brand because I am promoting it.
I love it. Okay. And I have to throw in a couple just specific to you. So you mentioned earlier that you got your boobs done.
Yep.
Have you had any other work done?
No, I do get Botox, but that's it.
Okay. Love it. Would you do more, you think?
There's nothing I really want done. I like my nose. I like my lips. I like my face. The only thing is after having a baby, everybody who's had one can relate. Your belly button gets weird, okay? It like stretches and then there's like loose dangling skin that no matter how many sit-ups you do, no matter how much broccoli you eat, it just doesn't seem to want to go away. So I would love to be able to like tighten that up, but there's not like a procedure for that. You just get like a what's it called? Like a tummy tuck. And
there's no belly button tuck?
I don't think so. And the scar for a tummy tuck is insane. It is hip to hip. I ain't doing that.
No, definitely not.
Just going to keep on keeping on.
Okay. 2 last questions. Yep. One on the subject of your boob job. Yeah. What was it like being pregnant and breastfeeding? I've never asked a woman this and I've been very curious. I'm going to be honest.
Well, do you want to know like specific to my boob job or just breastfeeding in general?
No, having a boob job and breastfeeding.
It's the same as a regular mom with no boob job. Like your boobs can produce just the same amount of milk. You can still breastfeed.
And it didn't fuck anything up there?
Mm-mm. I think like my right boob was producing less milk, but I don't know if that's because of the boob job or just because of sometimes that just happens.
There you go. Okay, and last question, if you know the answer. How many tattoos do you have?
Ooh, that I don't know. 1, 2, like somewhere around 10. Because I consider...
It seems like you have more. You consider that all one?
This is just all one tattoo.
Okay.
This is a separate one. 1, 2. This is just one tattoo. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, like 10.
Okay. Love it. All right. This has been so fun.
So fun.
I love catching up with you. All right. Love you, girl. Say hi to Nova and Noah for me, and we'll talk soon.